Good morning, dear all. This is Dr. Pradnya Raut from MIT's Bhujbal City Institute of Engineering, Nasik. I am working as an associate professor in engineering chemistry department over there. These are the details of video which are published in week 1 and week 2, and there is a combined video for week 3 and week 4, that is environmental friendly and sustainable electroplating industries. Few video outcomes of the video I have mentioned over here, that is identification of aspect and impact of the electroplating activities, then the list of ISO standard for the benign electroplating, then analysis of the reasons for the carbon footprint and the steps involved in the calculation of SAM, then reduce, reuse and recycle design for the green synthesis, then alternative for the hazardous chemical, then application of the waste for reuse, then modified plant to of recycling of the effluent, then the proposal of eco-friendly method for the removal of toxic heavy metals. These are few ISO standard for the environmental friendly and sustainable electroplating. That is ISO 5001, that is for the energy management and audit. Next, that is 26,000 for the social responsibility. ISO 9001 for quality in process. Then ISO 14,000 for the environmental 14,001 actually for the environmental management system, and ISO 45,001 for the occupational health and safety. In electroplating industry, no such major machineries are utilized or used. Still, there are some carbon footprints due to the equipments and the activities which are going on in the plating industry. Before going towards that, let's see what is carbon footprint is. It is the amount of greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide, released into the atmosphere during the various activities which are going on in the industries by human. And apart from that carbon dioxide, there are again few gases like methane, nitrous oxide and other gases, etc. The source for the greenhouse gases emission in the electroplating industry manufacturing can be shown over here. That is during the industrial processes, that is the construction material, carbon footprint can be increased. Then by using the electricity in the various operations which are going on in the plating industry can contribute in the carbon footprint. Then wastage disposal is again having some contribution. Then the land use is somehow important in the carbon footprint. There are few guidelines for the calculation of the carbon, that is CO2 footprint in the manufacturing sector, that is organization scope, then the defining of the equipment and machineries that we are using, then the identification of operations, then the activities identification which can emit the greenhouse gases, then the categories activities into scope. Then we have to collect all this data. For example, that is the use of electricity that we are taking in kilowatt per hour for completely 12 months, and then that data we have to convert into greenhouse gas emission by multiplying the activity data by a government emission factor on DEFRA's website. So before going towards the eco-friendly electroplating, let's see what is going on in the electroplating. Electroplating is a electrolytic deposition of the thin layer of coating material on the metal surface. Various type of electroplatings are going on like copper, nickel, chromium, zinc, tin, lead, cadmium, iron, aluminium. Apart from that, few precious metals coating is also going on over there, that is gold, silver, palladium, platinum, rhodium, etc. The activities which are going on during the electroplating are having major environmental issues like odor, noise, generation of hazardous waste, effluent disposal. The various aspect and impact and again the nuisance related to that activities are listed below here. This is the operation activities which are having the aspect like use of acid, alkali and other chemicals, that is risk of spillage, which is having the impact like the odor and irritation, apart from that land and water pollution also. Next, that is the cutting and polishing of metal, which is having the impact like dust and noise. Then the solid waste generation, which can pollute the land and water. Effluent which are coming from the electroplating bath are having very adverse impact on the environment, and it can increase it can create the risk in the water courses and groundwater. Now let's go towards the environmental friendly and sustainable plating. The environmental plating is again called as environmental friendly coating, which can be achieved by reduce, reuse and recycle approach. In order to increase the safety, reduce waste and advocate for the pollution prevention, many laws are implemented by EPA for the green plating. Few laws are mentioned over here, that is the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, then the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, which are dealing with reduce of the reduce use of the hazardous chemical, reuse of the water and recycling of the effluent. Um, there are three major pillars to reduce the resources and minimize the carbon footprints. These three pillars are mentioned over here. Number one, this is pursuit of the sustainable manufacturing, which involves the use of environmental safe, low energy, resource conserving processes, and focus on employee safety and economic efficiency also. Sustainable manufacturing will increase the use of renewable sources and increase the use of recycling wherever possible. Second important thing is that is the improving energy efficiency. New process and technologies to lower energy use and overall cost includes better ventilation system, tank cover, heater and cooler, insulations, and workflow processes. It is likely these practices will remain a focal point of environmental plating for years to come. And the last and very important, that is greener chemistry. It is nothing but the use of safer chemicals in order to reduce the hazard. In the electroplating industry, we have to replace, there is a replacement of, there is a scope for the replacement of cyanide, cadmium and chromium, which is assisting in the creating greener organization. Next, that is the water wastage can be minimized, can be reduced by taking following few steps, that is reduction in the drag out and wastage, then the minimized drag out by effective draining of bath solution from the plated part, allow dripping time of at least 10 to 20 seconds before rinsing, use fog spraying of the part while dripping, maintain the density, viscosity and temperature of the bath to minimize drag out, place recovery tank before the rinse tank. The recovery tank provide the static rinsing with high drag out recovery. To reduce the energy footprint, here we are proposing the alternative methods like the electroless plating instead of electroplating. In electroless plating, there is no use of electricity which is going on, which is there in the electroplating. What exactly going on in the electroless plating? In electroless plating, instead of electricity, we are taking reducing agent. We are taking reducing agent in the solution. Reducing agent is in a chemical form. It's a chemical which we have to mix in the solution, which consists of cation of coating metal. So solution definitely is having coating metal cation plus reducing agent together. Reducing agent is having capacity to donate electron donated by the reducing agent accepted by the cation of coating metal, and cation by taking that electron converted itself in a metal atom and get deposited on a substrate. In this way coating get completed without any electricity. This is the most promising way in a future for the electroplating as well. Now the reuse of the wastage which is coming out from the electroplating industry. There are a number of electroplating industry, and electroplating industries are producing huge quantity of sludge, which basically comprise of the metal precipitate. Since this metal being hazardous in nature, there is a major great problem of its disposal. The waste which are created often by these industries can be used as a raw material for construction sites, construction industries. Some supporting media, some binders, some modifiers we have to add into that waste, so that the contaminated particles are fully or partially replaced with each other and get stabilized. Definitely we have to stabilize this waste before its use as a raw material as a construction site. The physical nature, that is the engineering properties of waste, can get altered by employing the adhesives. The most important and last approach, that is the recycling of effluent. We know that in spite of taking all the cares, every industry, that is the electroplating industry, is generating a lot of effluent, and the major hazardous contamination of that effluent is the heavy metal. Heavy metal always regardless of their chemical form and create a serious risk to the environment. Chromium 6 is one of them. Chromium 6 is a majorly released into the environment by large number of processes in the electroplating industries. That is, hexavalent chromium is having some characteristic due to which it is very hazardous. That is, it is highly soluble in water, it is highly mobile, it is mutagenic, and it is carcinogenic to human being. Chromium 6 is classified as a class A carcinogen by WHO also. And according to World Health Organization, the permeable limit of the chromium in the water is only 0.05 milligram per liter. This is the result from the case study which is going on in the MIDC Satpur area in Nasik on electroplating industrial effluent. These are the parameters which are checked for the effluent. These are the results, and in that parameters we can see that the chromium which is released per liter, that is 820 milligram, while the permissible limit is only 0.05 milligram per liter here. It is a very terrific value, and we must have to see for some promising green alternative to reduce that chromium from the effluent. So there are some immobilized microbes or microorganisms, for example bacillus species, and the extracellular enzyme of that uh, chromium reducing strain, or we can say the bacteria. Similarly, the cells of these bacteria, both enzymes as well as cells, are found effective for the bioreduction of chromium 6 present in the effluent electroplating industry, effluent of the electroplating industry. By their activities, by their whatever the reactions are going on, that enzymes are converting chromium 6, which is toxic and carcinogenic, into the non-toxic form, that is chromium 3. Conversion of chromium 6 into chromium 3 is taking place with the help of, that is, immobilized microbes cell or microbes bacteria. The bioreduction of the chromium 6 is the most promising we can say, and eco-friendly also. It is again the cost-effective technology and can give, that is, 100% detoxification of the toxic metal in industrial pollutant. This is the graph which is showing that is reduction of chromium 6 by using microbes cell and microbes enzyme, and it is again we can see that within a 120 hours microbe cell as well as microbes enzyme both are capable to reduce chromium 6 from the effluent completely, 100% almost. So by using such type of eco-friendly technology, it is called as bioremediation technology. By using that bioremediation technology, we can remove the waste from the heavy, that is the waste like heavy metals from the effluent generated from the electroplating industry, and we can recycle water in eco-friendly way, and we can reuse that. So this is simply a you can say the that is green technology develop or green way to develop the sustainable development for electroplating industries. Thank you.